Married at First Sight, season 13, episode 8. I'm wearing my Queen of All Naps shirt because I'm about to go take my nap because I'm sleepy. The number one mistake, or the number one thing that Zack did wrong with MICHAELA, he said they had fundamental differences, right? And I know a lot of you guys have asked, how come I don't do any content for men? I don't really do content for men because uh, my content is mostly for women. Here and there, I'll say something to the brothers. I'm working on a book for men. But Zack, if you feel like you guys have fundamental differences, why you didn't find that out before before you ate all the cookie? I just want to know. Hmm. Don't you think if fundamentals, your foundational, your core values are important to you, Zack, why you didn't make sure the hurricane and you match up before you ate all her cookies? Hmm. Because didn't you say everything has been great, and if everything kept going the way it was going, you would die a happy man? Well, what happened to that? Huh? Because my thing is fundamental differences. That ain't no easy word. You know, those big old college words. Those are some big words, okay? Fundamental differences. So, brothers, if your core values are important, the same way the sisters got to date and gather the data, y'all need to date and gather the data too before you put the ding-a-ling on him. Okay, because you know that's why MICHAELA is going crazy and twitching and carrying on. Where is the picture where she was just every time he said something, he was just twitching and she was angry looking and stuff. And I'm like, well, didn't you why you didn't make sure before you got the cookies, right? That's all I want to know. Hey y'all, hey, happy afternoon to one, and I gotta delete this one. To one and all. How y'all doing? What y'all doing? Y'all remember when she said this? Yeah, I'm about to go take my nap. I'm tired. I'm tired. Yes, so thank you for your love and support of those videos. I've been busy all day, didn't get a chance. So this is going to be two videos in one. I'm going to try to do some of the rumors. I know you've been emailing me about some of the rumors I've been receiving. And I've just been kind of holding out because some of this stuff I don't really know if I believe in. But anyways, I'll tell y'all since y'all want to know. Okay, so the same way Zack is saying how there are fundamental differences. Um, that's something he should have tried to find out before he slept with her. Now, the difference between men and women is men have to conquer, right? They have this need that they have to conquer. That's how God created them. God created man and said, have dominion, rule, and conquer the earth. My daddy said, man's got to get the dog out. Just don't be the girl. He get the dog out in. And so at this event where they were talking, like I said in my video this morning, he was dropping a lot of wisdom. And then I'm thinking, you talk about fundamental differences. You should have made sure of that before you put the ding-a-ling in the kitty cat. Okay, but y'all young boys, y'all just swinging it and slinging it. And then after you take it out, then you're like, oh my God, what happened? So getting back to where I left off, and as I said, this is something I think people don't understand about Zack. By the way, be sure to check out Auntie's Advice channel. She surprised us on Monday night. We're going to connect. I still got to email you, Auntie, if you're watching. I got to email you. We gonna collab and do a Married at First Sight something together. Okay, I'm gonna try to send her an email after this video. So this morning Zack left off, and this is what I really believe people do not understand about what he's saying. I'm gonna go through this conversation. He said, my biggest thing is I understand why you're hurt. But I don't understand how it could get to this point. The point that she's twitching and carrying on like she got demons and stuff in her. She was like, Scared poor Zach. I was scared for him. I'm glad he decided not to spend the night there. Okay. He said that's something I'm not that's something I'm not good at, and that's why my relationship hasn't worked out. So in other words, he is seeing in Michaela some of the things he's seen in some of his relationships the other time. Now, I don't have a problem with him saying that, because what dating is about. Doubt. He said, he's what he's seen in her, some of the things he's seen in some of his past relationship, and he hates that behavior. So technically, he's right in that he's gathering the data. But my thing is that you don't put the dingaling in the kitty cat. Okay, then you don't put the mandingo on her. She gonna go crazier. Okay, the girl was already crazy. Then you gave her the dingaling. Mm-mm. Okay. He says, excuse me, for me personally, it's bigger than communication thing. It's how we handle conflict. We talked about this morning, ladies. How do you handle conflict? Because remember, you are supposed to be his helpmate, right? So you can be a crazy nut going off the hinges, and you're crazy and you can't handle situations. This is the same thing I was saying to you guys in Put Her Ready to Love season 2 with Tandy and Mario and Riva. See, Tandy's a girl you meet at the club Friday night. You have a good time with her. You swing on the pole and you leave her. You can't take her to the White House. She's too ghetto to go to the White House. With Michelle and Barack. Yes, I know Michelle and Barack is no longer in the White House. But honey, that is the pinnacle of an invitation you gonna get, because the queen ain't gonna invite you. Okay, so yes, okay, you can't take her to the White House. She will embarrass you. Now Riva is a little bit more self-control, but Riva is the type of girl, she knows how to code switch. She's like, Riva's like me. Okay, you can sit back and say, hey girl, what's up? But then when it comes to being professional, I can be professional. Riva is not like Tandy, and a lot of women is not like that. Okay, and so he said to me personally, it's bigger than a communications, how you handle conflict. MICHAELA said, yeah, I know I F up. So not only did she say to him, you're a mother effing lie, right? Did I delete it? You're a mother effing lie, but she is still using this language with him, and he's like, oh hell no. What kind of ghetto mess is this? Okay, and so my thing is, brother Zack, you should have made sure the girl was a cuckoo before you put the dingling in there. And ladies, as far as holding men accountable, you can hold them accountable by closing your legs. My God, Janice, you always talk about women, but you don't never tell the man and hold them accountable. If you close your legs, honey, you won't have to have no conversation about them to them. Huh? You won't be crying about them leaving you and ghosting them after you gave them the cookie if you didn't give them the cookie. You see what's what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, girl, take the cookie off the table, and that will solve a whole lot of your problems. As long as that cookie's on the table and you keep dishing it out and you want them to be accountable, I can't help you. Okay. So she's still using, and I thought I had the picture up here. She's still using that language with him. Okay, and I think somebody else said he's using the language with her because she's using it with him. So if you don't want him to use that language with you, you shouldn't use that language with him. Okay, because this is the thing I notice about women. Y'all want to cuss him out, slap him, spit on his face, push him and hit him. And as soon as he returned the favor, you start crying, blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, but did you hit him, ma'am? How is it okay for you to hit him, but it's not okay for him to hit you back? Oh, he's supposed to be a man. Well, you're supposed to be a lady. Excuse you. You're supposed to be a lady. How about you be a lady and keep your hands to yourself? And please do not come over here and saying I'm making excuses for that word. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just bringing it down to your level to let you understand. You treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't want a man to hit you, then you don't hit him. How about you do that? Okay, and so she's still using that language with him, talking about you a mother effing lie. Okay, and she's not realizing that all of these things are turning him off. And so Zach said, like I said, it's how we handle. I'm honestly scared to tell you how I feel because I don't know if you'll blow up. How many of y'all know your husband should never have to be afraid to talk to you? Because what, ladies, you play the role of the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit role is a comforter. Okay, you are supposed to be that one person he could come home and tell you how he feels. But if he's afraid you're going to blow up, then he's not going to tell you. Granted, this don't have nothing to do with cheating. Okay, you better get you the police officer when you come up in here, get you a counselor, or you won't come tell me some mess. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him coming to you and telling you how he feels about something. Okay, she said, well, how do I make you feel now? A poor little Zack backed up in the corner. Look at this face, right? Look at that face. Do you think that face is welcoming? Zach says, I didn't want to do this. I can't eat. When I pulled up, I got anxiety. When I pulled up, I did not want to come in here. I felt horrible. It was more anxiety than the wedding day. So, in other words, he felt scared. It's like you're coming home from school and you know your mom is about to beat your ass. She's about to send you outside to get you a switch, to beat you up, to tear you up. That's how he felt. And a husband should never feel like that coming home. He should always feel like this is a happy place for him to come home to. But no, girl. Okay, so then MICHAELA said, well, how long is it going to take before we're ready? So this is my problem with MICHAELA and a lot of people. And this is something my marriage counselor had to tell my husband. You don't get to tell me how long I have to grieve or cry or feel whatever over what happened. You don't get to tell me how long I get to get over an issue. You don't get that. You don't get to tell me how long I should be feeling bad about it or what happened or I should be over it by now. You don't get to tell me that. MICHAELA, you don't get to ask him, tell him, well, how long we're supposed to do with this. Well, you should have thought about that before you opened up your mouth, right? You should have thought about what you were saying before. So for those of you saying he needs to move on and let it go, you don't get to tell him how long he gets to be disappointed, feel disrespected, or grieve, because that's what he did. And is he thinking she's lying on me? Because if he said, we talked about this the night before, which you usually do, right? Don't you talk about your day? I knew everything my husband was doing last night. Right, we both knew what we was going. I knew he spent the day at the daddy house. He was gonna come home, finish the book report with the baby, and then I'm gonna drop the baby off to school, and I'm taking Lexi to the doctor. And he was going to work. He had to go into the office today. We knew that. So I believe him that we talked about it the night before. So now is he thinking, is she lying to me? Is she lying on me? Because right here he said, I told you. And then she cut him off and she said, because I think you're used to doing stuff by yourself and you give me such limited information. So MICHAELA, he did tell you the night before what he was doing. So why are you lying on the man, ma'am? So she says, how long is it going to take before we're ready? You don't get to ask him that. And you don't get to tell him how long he should be grieving. That is his process. And if it takes him 2 weeks, that's what it takes him. What you need to do is step back, leave him alone, and give him his space and his time to grieve or whatever. Okay? Then she said, do I need to try to continue to try to make it right? No, ma'am. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. There's nothing you can do. It's too late. You've already done the injury. Once, ladies, once you show the men the crazy, that's it. It's just like us when we date and you find out he's in $500,000 debt. There's nothing that can fix it. Goodbye. Zack has checked out because you reminded him of some of the women in his past that he's gone left. Okay. And then she kind of said something. He said, "You ain't got to do sugar honey iced tea. I don't know what we can do." And to me, that's okay. So he's saying it's okay. We don't know what to do. Let's just leave it alone. And see, with women, we just cannot leave it alone. We just can't give him his time to grieve, and that's what we need to do. Okay, Zack, MICHAELA said, but Zack, we're married. And he says, we don't have to have an answer to every single problem. Why don't we take a step back? Because this is what he's saying, because we have fundamental differences on how we handle certain things. It's too big of a difference right now. So those of you who's head over heels with Gil and he's a Dusty, this is what fundamental differences are. Those foundational things. What are your foundational, what are your core values when it comes to money? Do you want to go 50-50? Do you want to take care of him? Do you want to be taken care of? See, a lot of women want to be taken care of, but then you marry the 50-50 man and try to turn him into 100%, and then there's issue in your marriage. What is your fundamental convictions about finances, about family, about your health, about your wealth, about generational wealth? What are those foundational, concrete core values that you have? Are they the same that of the person you're trying to fall in love with? It's just like it's like Mikhail, Merla and the Dusty. Fundamental differences. Can y'all see it? She's well established. She's ready to get married. Found he ain't got no money. And again, for you simple-minded people, this has absolutely nothing to do with Gil being a firefighter. Let's make him a teacher. With the same mentality, same mindset, same verbally abusing Merla. Talk about his money is in Colombia that he cannot touch. Just started a 401k at almost 40. Hello, ladies. My daddy said, look at a man's life up to the time you meet him. So at 40, sir, you're already halfway there. And you're just starting. Why? Huh? It's not like Zack. Zack is 27. If Zack had just started his 401k, I'd be like, well, okay, he's 27. That's when I started mine, 25, 26. When I was starting started 401k, I was 25, 26. So hello. Yeah, that's expected. At 40, though, he should be established. He's not established. So then you ladies have to look at that foundational difference and say, this man is 40 years old, just starting out. And for retirement, you should already be halfway there. And he's just starting out. Do you want to deal with that? Do you want to deal with him nagging you about your finances, down talking you about your finances? Okay. These two, Ryan just don't like her child. We're not even going. Fundamental differences. Health. She don't want to wash her behind. He wants you to wash, right? Fundamental differences. These Jose and Rachel, fundamental differences in finances. He wants to save. She's a spender. He's careful about his money. She takes out her credit card to go to Europe. Fundamental differences. Are you guys seeing what I mean? And so now he's saying, look, we have fundamental differences on how we handle a situation. And he said, it is too big of a difference right now. It's too wide of a difference for us to even come back together. MICHAELA goes on to say, I apologize. I was effing wrong. She's still using that language with him. So she hasn't even changed. Zack says, we'll talk to Pastor Cal about the boundaries. And he said, I thought we was over it. And then what took me over the top is you canceling the housewarming. That came out of the blue. It came out of the blue. So he said, well, we talked to Pastor Kyle. I thought this was done, but then you canceled the party. Why? He said that took him over the top. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. They talked to Pastor Cal. He thought, okay, it's resolved. Come to find out, it's not resolved because she canceled the party. And now you want to ask him how long is it going to take him to get over what you did. But he thought you was over it, Michaela. But then you canceled the party. Michaela started with a fake crying. Fake crying. I didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna hurt you. I didn't know it was gonna make you feel like just like this. No tears. Make you feel like that. This is new to me with all her excuses. I'm sorry. I didn't know. And then Zack in his own voiceover, this is where he says, you know what? I can't. This is reminding me, giving me flashbacks of what happened before. I hate this type of behavior. I've dated girls like that before and it didn't work out and it's not going to work out now. Then he asks, are you going to stay in the apartment tonight? And she says, yes. I was glad when he said I'm not staying, because who would stay in an apartment like that? Child, we would have woke up the next morning and Zack parents have to call the coroner because I wouldn't sleep in nobody's apartment with nobody like that. She's angry. Look at her. She could have hurt him or something. Chop, 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 chop. Okay. No, he said a part of figuring a marriage is figuring sugar honey ice out, figuring stuff out. Let's take some time and figure this out. And then she says, but our marriage is so young. So if your marriage is so long, what you so angry about? I feel like there's some other behind the screen stuff that we don't know about, because they weren't together physically, but they were talking on the phone, right? They were talking on the phone. So there's been some issues going on between them, because this just doesn't make any sense to me. Seriously. It doesn't make any sense to me how angry she is. And I feel like we're missing some back stuff that we need to know about that they're not telling us about. And maybe that will kind of make us understand some stuff, because it just doesn't make no sense to me for her to be this angry. I don't understand what it is. Okay. And she said her marriage is so long. And so in Zack voiceover, it said, I'm hurt because I definitely came into this to find the one. Because I've been looking. Okay, you say you're looking. I don't know. I'm not happy where we are. And at this moment, I don't know if we'll be able to resolve it. Once a man have a problem with you, he's not going to move us. See, women, us ladies, we can overlook stuff and make excuses, like Brianna. Men are not like that. Once you show them the crazy, especially if they don't need you to pay the bills and stuff like that, they'll move along. See, Zack don't need Michaela. And then Zack asks her, are you staying here tonight? He says no. She says yes. He says no. And basically, I was glad when he did, because I was scared for him. I was scared. Watch my video. I was like, please don't stay there, sir. He gonna charge. He gonna, chop, 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 chop. God forbid. So, what are some fundamental differences have you seen when you're dating, ladies? And are you dating looking for these things? Because a lot of y'all that's making excuses for guilt, y'all don't have no foundation. Y'all just lusting. There's nothing good about Gil to make him a good husband. Take away being a firefighter. Let's make him a teacher. Absolutely nothing about him. And so What are those foundational, fundamental differences? I've had to pass up two great guys because their faith, they were not established in their faith. But I just knew it was only a moment of time before I met a man that had everything that I was looking for. And I met my husband. So this is why you don't meet a man and give and open up your legs. Dating is about data. This is why you are to take the cookie off the table until you get to know him and learn those foundational core values. Does his core values and his fundamentals line up with yours? And if they do not, honey, I'm begging you to drop and run and walk away. There are 23 types of guys in this book. Pick it up on Amazon. If you do not have it, you have to pay attention to those fundamental differences because it's not going to change. That's who he is. Gil, that's who Gil is. By the way, I don't have time to do the room, but this video is already too long. Okay. So I'm not going to do it. I'll do it another time. All right. This is who he is. Jealous. MICHAELA, that's who she is. Marla, that's who she is. Her lifestyle. She's not changing her lifestyle for nobody. I'm with her. Gil, that's who he is. Gil is extremely cheap. Brett, she's just a tomboy. She don't care about fixing up herself. Jose, he's in love with his board. Okay. Rachel just want to shop. She don't care about being in debt. Val, she just don't want to wash her ass. That's who she is. Ryan just don't like Brett. I got to go, y'all. Love you. I love about to go take a nap. I'm gonna try to be live tonight. I love y'all. Bye. Let me send Auntie an email, see when we can connect. Love you guys. Bye. Let me know what you think. Fundamental differences when you're dating. When you are dating, you know what? When I went to my bishop for marriage counseling before we went to my husband pastor, because then we decided we're gonna go to his church. He said my job is to make you not get married. Huh? Not make you get married because he's gonna pull out all those stuff you can't see because you're so, oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay. Bye.